And okay, good morning. This is Stephen Wynn with Healing the Heart of America. It's May 25th, 2021. We're on our final week of this course, 4 weeks, and we've gone through the dimensions of the heart. We've gone through the using the powers of the elements. Now we're going through the seven chakras, and today is the seventh day, the last day, and we'll be working with the crown chakra. But I wanted to give a context because in the crown, the danger is you go into the crown, you open up the crown, and you become spacey, and you fail to be grounded. So I want to really put this in the context of staying in our hearts. And what happens with the whole process of opening up these seven centers with the heart as the center, the basic center of the energetic body, the center point of the energetic body. And this is from sort of Puran and Susanna. They talk about the sequence of development to being in the heart and having fully opened all the seven chakras. They say the first is we have a consistent awareness of our heartbeat that we tie into the rhythm of life. And then we move into having freedom from the emotional wounds of the heart. And that doesn't necessarily mean they have no more wounds. It means that the wounds do not run our lives. Okay, so if you have a deep emotional wound that happened, someone mentioned abuse earlier. If we have that, it's not that the memory of that will just totally be eradicated. It could, but what happens is that it doesn't run our lives anymore. It becomes part of our path, something like that. Then as the heart continues to expand, we discover that we have this noble and friendly manner, both with friends and with strangers. And I'll add on a deeper level, we have a noble and friendly manner with the wounds in our electromagnetic system. And that's what we do here in this class a lot. We find that we start having great success in our work and in our relationships. And then we discover that our health starts improving, especially anything connected to the nervous system, which is a very fine expression of our energetic bodies. And finally, we move into a place where we can express, project waves of peace. And that's peace not just for others, it's peace for ourselves. Anyway, that's what they talk about it in terms of having the heart center fully open and aware with the other seven centers completely aligned. And I just thought that's a very nice description of what we go through. So with that, let's start our meditation where we're going to explore the crown. And we're going to explore it, I'll just tell you now, because it's a really interesting process. We're going to explore the crown in relationship to the root chakra. As partly, again, we want to make sure, the exploration of the crown does not mean leaving our body. It means being fully present in our body with our crown open to the infinite at the same time. That's what we're looking for. We've all seen Space Cadets, and that's not what we want to be here. We want to be practical, grounded, living on the earth in our hearts and have the crown completely open. So, hope everything's fine, Grace. Anyway, let's just start sitting up straight for our meditation. Feet on the floor, whatever body movements you do to get your spine aligned. And now we just begin the process of connecting to our hearts by putting our hands on our hearts. Is it okay with us if we move completely into being heart-centered beings? It's just an intention. Is it okay with us if the journey into becoming completely heart-centered is smooth, easy, filled with joy? Even if stuff comes up, deep stuff, and we see it through the eyes of our heart as the normal, natural progress of the unfoldment of our spiritual life. Is it okay if we move into a space where we have the intention that everything that comes up to be healed, we heal not only for ourselves, but for our family, our friends, our ancestors, the totality of humanity? Our way of contributing to the collective body of love that holds us all together. When you're ready, just let your hands down. Now let's say good morning to our breath. All we're doing is noticing our breath here, not trying to change a thing, just being with it. And now let's move into the full breath. Full exhale, pulling our abdominal muscles all the way back to our spine. Full inhale. And just notice what happens as we open up our lungs with a full inhale and a full exhale. When you hit that full inhale, what do you notice about your lungs? Do you feel any sensation within them? Are there new nooks and crannies in your 5 different lobes of your lungs that seem to awaken? And what happens on the exhale when you squeeze it just a little bit more to get a little bit more air out? Whatever you experience is perfect. No right or wrong here. Just a process of noticing and connecting to our breath, to the life force that we share with all of creation. And now let's move. Oh, wait. Let's take a moment to invite any beings, any teachers that may have impacted us on our spiritual path. For some of you, that may even be nature itself. Mountains we talked about, I think, before the recording started. If you have a connection with a certain geographic place, maybe the ocean, maybe a river, a desert, welcome that in here also, in addition to your teachers. Some of you have a great affinity for the moon, for the sun, for various planets. Welcome them here also. Perhaps even some of you, the galaxy, the Milky Way, or the galactic clusters, the vast infinity of space. Toward the one, the perfection of love, harmony, and beauty, the only being, united with all the illuminated souls who form the embodiment of the one heart, the spirit of guidance. And with that blessing of love, harmony, and beauty, the blessing of the illuminated souls, the blessing of the spirit of guidance, let's begin this process of heart rhythm meditation, connecting the rhythm of the breath with the rhythm of the heartbeat. Typically 8 heartbeats on the inhale, 8 on the exhale. Whatever's right for you, 6 or 10 or 12, 4, whatever's right. Just so we have equal inhale and equal exhale. And over time, you'll begin to notice when we move into this rhythm, we move into alignment, into attunement with the electromagnetic pulsing of the earth, the rhythm of nature. And let's move into the directed breath into the heart. Inhaling, the air goes into the nose, into the lungs, but the energy that rides along with the air moves directly in and out of the heart. In on the inhale, out on the exhale. So now let's begin a breathing practice, still keeping with the same heart rhythm meditation that connects our root chakra with our crown. So what we want to do is, as we inhale, we start with the energy in the root. Actually, let's just direct the energy into our root chakra for a moment here. We've been doing it into our heart. Just take a moment and breathe in and out of your root chakra. This is probably something new for most people, so it takes a minute or two to get it. However long it takes, don't worry about it. And if you're not so connected to your root chakra, this may be something that's going to build in stages. So just be easy with yourself. Inhale, fill up that root chakra. Exhale, just let that energy out going forward or back, either way you'd like. It may help to bring the energy up from the earth into the root chakra. Actually, let's just do that. Just like the earth breath, only going to the root chakra. Exhaling down into the earth. Inhaling up to your root chakra. And down into the earth. And inhaling up to your root. And just do that a couple more times on your own. We always want to build up our root connection before we explore our crown chakra. So now what I want you to move to is, on the inhale, bring the energy up from your root, up through your spine, through your heart, medulla oblongata, back to the top of the skull. And on the inhale, just bring the energy back down. And then inhale the energy back up to the crown. Exhaling back down to the root. And as you become more familiar with this, it's perfectly okay to sort of pause briefly at each of the various chakras as you go up and down. It will enliven them all, but don't struggle or get frustrated with this. It's really more noticing where that energy is. Sometimes it's really helpful just to do the breathing and not worry about a thing. Let it show up for you. Go either way. Exhaling down the spine. It's easy to notice the vibration of the spine. And back up. There is a soft spot on the very top of our head called the fontanelle. It's the last part of our skull. It closes up and seals together in the womb. Still very soft when a child is born. That's the crown. That's why children are said to be born with still a connection to the infinite. And as that seals up, they forget. We all forget our infinite status. Down, down to the root, up to the crown. So as you continue this breath, just as if we've been doing for all the chakras, let me go through what it's like, the ideal when we have a strong, open crown, compared to when we have a weak, shut down crown, when we have a distorted crown energy. So one is that when our crown is open, we are, of course, receptive. Open to new ideas, new energies, new thoughts, new experiences, new perception. Well, if the center is closed down and very weak, you're simply unresponsive. And if there's a big wound in this particular center, it's distorted, we become very suggestible, almost gullible. No real discrimination. It's also, when the crown is open and healthy and strong, also very intuitive, just like the third eye is. This is even more intuitive. And what happens when this center is shut down, very weak, then that intuitive quality is not there. We become sort of unaware of these impulses, this communication from all of creation. And we move into solving things through logic. That's not to denigrate logic, it's got its place. But that's the compensation for when the intuition is shut down. The really great scientists are open, receptive, and logical. And if there's a distortion there, we can become aloof, separate. There might be a sense of these energies out there, but we just keep separate from them. Keep the energy going up the spine to the crown, down to the root. Another quality of an open crown, strong, centered open crown, is that we become filled with awe and wonder. It's become so easy to appreciate the glory of creation, the glory of the infinite. If we have a shut down crown, we have none of that, and in fact, move into the direction of becoming sacrilegious. Nothing is sacred, just dismissive of the sacred. And when the crown is distorted, there's a tendency to move into intoxication, alcohol, drugs, whatever, rather than experiencing the natural awe and wonder of life. This is also a center of great faith. When that crown is opened up, we are connected to the infinite, letting us naturally experience faith. When it's shut down, when there's a weak center, there is no experience of invisible support. It sounds very sad, but you start experiencing the support of life, the support of the unseen beings. It becomes very real, very tangible. And if there's a distortion in terms of this quality in this crown chakra, one becomes blind to reality. Not just to the blind to the invisible realms, but just can't see things in nature, can't see the interconnectedness of things. So by this point, we should have developed some kind of connection to whatever degree between our root and our crown. So let's shift into another practice to open up the crown and keep it connected to the root. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same basic breath, only we're going to do it as the square breath. So we want to inhale up the crown, up to the crown. Let's say we do it for 6 breaths. Could do 8 or longer. Ideally at least 6, but whatever is good for you. And then hold it, I'll say 12, hold it twice as long. And then instead of coming back down the spine, when you exhale, let the energy come out of the crown, then cascade down around you, underneath, and then back up into the root. It's what's called a torus. We inhale to the count of 6, whatever your number is, double it, hold it to the count of 12, and then as if there's an umbrella, a yard above your head or a foot above your head, energy goes up to it and spreads out and down and around. It's like a waterfall around us. And then up the spine, and repeat the cycle again. I've mentioned this before, but if you have an irregular heartbeat, you want to be very cautious about the square breath. Be very gentle with it or simply skip it. It aggravates it in some people and it heals it in other people. You want to be your own physician here. And just continue with the square breath as a torus of energy. If you want to take this breath further on the exhale, you can allow it to go up as high and far into the heavens as you would like. Come cascading down, as far down beneath the earth to the other edge of creation. Pull it back up. if that's easy for you. This is another practice. It creates the heaven of marriage, heaven of earth, and the marriage of heaven and earth. The most dense and the most refined aspects of creation. And just let that square breath come to a halt. And just notice your experience here. Notice the texture of your energy field, of your awareness. How expanded are you? How present are you? How much in your body are you? Can you feel your root? Can you feel your crown? Can you feel your heart? And would it be okay for us in this expanded space if we just pull in an image of our families into our heart center? Or perhaps pull in an image of all your co-workers in your business or where you work, or whatever it is. Could you pull in an image of your community? Here we are, the fullness to fullness, the fullness of the absolute, the fullness of the earth. Could we pull it in and let our communities be blessed with the state that we are in now? And could we pull in within us our entire state or province, our entire country? And notice that there is a different experience between spreading out to include your country and pulling your country within you. Just see if you can notice how that's different. In the long run, and there's certainly a place for expansion, there's a great place for it. In the long run, we want to be so established who we are, where we are, how we are, that our way of blessing people is not to go to them, but to bring them within our hearts, bring them within our own energy field, to just discover it's far more powerful. Could we invite the entire body of humanity, the entire planet, to come within our beingness, to come within our heart center? Could we allow the root of the earth, the crown of the earth, which I imagine are the two, or the North and South Pole, can we imagine, can we allow them to be alive within us, fully open, fully stable, fully alive? And could we take this even further? Could we pull the entire solar system into our presence, into our heart center? Could we bless our solar system? The sun, the moon, the planets, the asteroid belt. Could we just bless it, knowing there has to be a root and a crown to this being of the solar system? And could we welcome into our hearts the Milky Way galaxy, this vast spiraling galaxy? Could we go even further? Welcome in all the galactic clusters within our heart center. There's a great passage, one of the Upanishads from India, Chandogya Upanishad. I think it's chapter 8. It says, I haven't thought of this for a while, so I'll just do the best I can. It says something like, there is a little space in the heart. The sun is there, the moon is there, the earth is there. The wind, the rain, the mountains are there. Lightning is there. All that is and all that is not is there in this little place within your heart. This little place within our heart we call the inverted space, the infinity within. Would it be okay with you to recognize that to the degree you can experience all these large and small aspects of creation to come within your being, that is an expression of that vast inverted space within us? Some of you might be familiar with the Bhagavad Gita, where the great warrior Arjuna on the battlefield is speaking to Lord Krishna. Krishna is revealing who he is. Arjuna says, "Can I see?" And Arjuna opens up his mouth. Krishna opens up his mouth. Arjuna looks in and he sees galaxies, and planets, and solar systems. Would it be okay with you to realize that this is equally true of each one of us? As we open up this little place within our heart, The sun and the moon are there. The stars, the wind, the rain, fire is there. All that is and all that is not is there in your little place, this little place in your heart. And check to see if you are starting to experience perhaps just a bit of awe and wonder at the vastness and majesty of creation within us. Whatever you experience is fine. If there is nothing, all that it means is there's great opportunity to open this crown. And that's a gift to know that. Is it okay with us if there is room for growth within us? Is there room for growth within us? Would we allow our sense of who we are to include not just this body and this mind, but the entirety of creation? And no matter what your experience is, just say yes to that. I'll rephrase it. Which would you prefer? To be a limited, simple, body and flesh human being, or also to be a vast cosmic being simultaneously? And you can answer that any way you want to. I think most of us were here because it's okay with us if we move into the vastness of who we truly are. It's okay with us. So we just set that as an intention and we let it go. Let it show up when we're ready for it in a manner that's most suited for our own particular background and experience. It shows up differently for everyone. And with that, make sure you can feel your heartbeat. Feel your root chakra. Feel your crown. Feel your feet planted firmly on the ground. And come out of this meditation when it's comfortable to come out. Take your time. Open your eyes when you're ready. So we understand if you have to go, It's a long class. If you've been stirred up, or if you're feeling spacey, or if you have a gain you'd like to share, or if there's something that you would like to work with. Good morning, Anne.
Hi, I have another game. I have another game. The other morning I know I say releasing, but it's allowing, you know,
Yes,
to me it's the same thing. The other
yes.
morning I was laying in bed and thank you. I, I, I still say release and I released with you the other day on my mom and you kept saying, you see, she did the best she could. And I was like, yeah, I don't know about that, but I released it. Okay. I let it go. And then the other morning, and I did, I just allowed whatever was there. And then the other
Nice.
morning I was laying in bed and I was just, and again I say releasing, letting go, but it's the same thing. When I was letting go, and then I heard very clearly, allowing is love.
Yes.
Oh, love is allowing. So then I looked back at my mom and I saw the moments that she allowed me to do whatever I wanted to do was love. That was the only way she knew how to love. So thank you. I saw it very clearly. And I saw very clearly that that is love. Allowing,
Yes.
allowing things to be as they are. Let go of wanting to change it. Let go of the want and just allow.
Yes.
So thank
Yes.
you.
That's a beautiful expression of that. Thank you very much, Anne.
Thank
You
you.
notice how unconditional that allowing is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. People thought, what's unconditional love? And they don't get it, but you say unconditional allowing, it's obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's simple. That's simple.
It's
Just
simple.
allowing.
It's ridiculously simple, but it's so tricky. Thank you very much, Anne.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you for being a teacher.
Okay. Anyone else? Gains or something to work on? Good morning, Grace.
Hi, Steve. I'm back. Thank you.
Sure. Hope the issue worked itself out well.
Did. It did.
Good.
Thank
Good.
you. Yeah, like I mentioned in the beginning, love is tricky with some of us that had um, like abuse or sexual abuse, and then love, and wow, it just got all screwed up.
Yes. So would it be okay with you to take a look at that?
Yes.
Yes, that's okay, isn't it? Is it is it okay if you
I
do it?
felt nervous.
Yes, good. Can you feel that nervousness? Yeah. Is it okay with you if we only go as far as you feel safe?
Yes.
That's okay, isn't it? And can you sense that even with that only going where it's safe, that there's plenty to work with?
Yes.
Yes. And that can you get a sense of who you are now? I mean, you've been here every day, and this is a very advanced course. You've been here every day doing these deep meditations. Can you allow yourself to see what a deep spiritual foundation you have in your life?
Yes.
Recognize that, can't you?
Yes.
Even if you might have been abused when you were a child. Can you
Yes.
see that?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Is it okay with you if you allow yourself to become even more deeply embodied in spirituality?
Yes. I'd like that.
Yes. And even if you've had abuse, that's still okay, isn't it?
Yes. It's okay.
Yeah, it's really unrelated, isn't it?
It's unrelated. Hmm.
Not so much. Okay, good.
Never thought about that. Let me think about it. They're unrelated. I believe they are unrelated.
Yes. So all the great masters of humanity, whatever tradition or religion through the ages, they all had stuff they went through as children or as adults, right?
Oh, I didn't know
Well, they do. You think about it. You know, do you think they all had perfect parents?
that. I doubt it.
I doubt it. Right. I doubt it. And yet, the spiritual growth is available to everyone,
Yeah,
regardless of our experiences.
right,
Okay?
right.
So, is it okay for you to become spiritually illumined?
Yes.
Is there any resistance to that thought?
Um, I just imagined illumination and I wanted to kind of feel it before I answered.
Okay, good, good. So, is everyone else going along with this? Can you recognize how this is possible for each and every one of us? Okay,
Um, I'm coughing, which means that chakra's a little bit blocked.
yes,
Just
yes.
expect for me to cough a little bit.
No, no, it's fine. I know when people start coughing, the deep stuff's coming out. I know this
Yeah.
from years of doing this. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So it's kind of like, oh, yeah, okay, there's the coughing. Here it comes. So I want everyone to welcome up an image of yourself. And here, Grace, where you're leading the way, of what you would look like fully illumined. What would your life look like? How would you act? How would you speak? How would you feel? How would you respond? And it's okay to make up the picture. Doesn't have to be real. Whatever it means to you, can you get a picture there, Grace?
Yes.
And everybody else, get a picture like that. So from this picture, would it be okay with you if you look back at your memories of being abused as a child? And when you do that, what's your experience? How big are those memories? How powerful are they?
Very powerful.
Good, good. Would it be okay with you if you allowed yourself to be bigger than those memories?
Yes. And I kind of went, oh, that's going to be so hard. But yes.
Good. And that feeling that's going to be so hard, can you just feel that feeling and recognize it as a normal reaction?
Yes, it's normal.
Yes. So could you just feel it and be with it? Could you give your body permission to have these energies within it?
Bigger. Yes.
Yes. Yes. And going to one of the early memories, okay? Is it is it okay to go to one of those early memories, or is that a problem?
Uh, the the most of the powerful feelings are later. And
Later.
yeah, or later.
Very good. So go to, that's even better then. If it's not that powerful, let's start with an easy memory. All right. And just go back to that memory. And so whoever this was, could you look at them? And how how happy are they? How tortured are they?
No, so it's a whole family. No, nobody, nobody is happy.
Nobody's happy. Nobody's happy. Yeah. So could you look at that and just recognize everyone's acting out of their pain?
Yes, I think that's
Yeah,
true.
they're all acting out of their pain. And not that it's an excuse, not that it's okay that they did this, but all the same, can you see that it's really sad and almost pathetic that they are run by their own pain?
It is sad. And of course, I got a little resistance because they're all pillars of the community, you know.
Yes, yes. So that pillars of the community business, is there any energy on that?
Is there any energy on that?
Yes.
Oh, an image?
Yeah, just energy.
Energy.
Is there like some like judgment, like these
Oh,
hypocrites?
giant. Yeah.
Giant,
Huge
good.
amount of judgment, which is uncomfortable for me. But
Yes.
it's in there. So,
Would it be okay with you if we explore that judgment energy?
yes.
So it's uncomfortable for you. Would it be okay with you if you allow that energy just to be there, that discomfort?
Yes.
Just allow it, accept it.
Mhm. Yes.
Yeah. All that judgment, and what sounds like it's deserved judgment. Okay. But on the other hand, it doesn't help you feel better, does it?
No.
No. Would it be okay? And does your judgment of them punish them, or does it punish you?
Definitely punishes me. And
It punish.
the resentment just is eating me up.
Yes, good. The resentment and the judgment, good. And that's that classic case of, you know, you know, I'm gonna take a swallow a pill of poison just to punish you, right? Okay. So would it be okay with you if we allow this energy to soften? All this resentment, all this judgment, would that be okay with you?
To soften.
Yeah,
To
just
soften.
soften. You don't have to let it go all the way, just a little bit.
Right. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I'm just seeing it as energy, so
Yeah,
that it is transmutable.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
just energy. You've been in this class enough. You've moved energy before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I am letting it soften just a little bit.
yeah. And do you notice that as you let it soften a little bit, there's a little bit of relief in that?
A little bit. Hmm.
Yeah, that's a big thing, Grace,
Yeah.
to notice that. So would it be okay with you if you let it soften just a little bit more?
Yes.
Yes, yes. Now, I'm wondering if you've been holding on to this energy because it's sort of your identity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would it be okay with you if you allowed yourself to step into a new version of yourself?
Real scary, but yes, that's what I want to do. But real scary.
Yes, that is scary, isn't it? Because you don't know what it'll be.
Right.
Right. Could you let go of trying to figure out what it'll be? That be okay?
A novel concept, but yes.
Yes.
Hadn't thought of it.
Yes. Could you just let go some more of trying to figure out what it's going to be?
Yeah.
And would it be okay with you if you just trust your heart to allow a different aspect of yourself to show up safely?
Um, yes, and I'm going right to an example. I'm a hiker, and I do like to go over there where I don't know what's over there. So that's
Yes.
already in me with hiking. It's just not in me. It just hasn't
Yes.
occurred to me to apply that
Yes.
with
Beautiful.
that.
Beautiful. So there you are. You've got a model already. Is it okay if you apply that model to the allowing of who you really are to show up? And sometimes you walk over there and it's glorious. Sometimes it's just the same thing, right?
Yeah, or it might be a cliff and you got to turn around.
Might be a cliff, you got to turn around. Is it okay with you if you allow the same exploration of your personality without all of this resentment and judgment?
Yes, and I'm getting a kind of like a forward. My body's kind of wanting to go forward.
Nice, nice, nice. So could you again allow all that resentment, judgment to soften?
Yeah, because it's kind of a, yeah, it's like in the path, it's in the way.
It's in the way, yes. Just let it soften some more. Just keep letting it soften. So let's extend this hiking analogy a little bit. If you were hiking and you had a 50-pound backpack that was really just a backpack full of rocks, you saw someplace you wanted to explore, would it be okay to dump the rocks?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Would it be okay with you if it gets to a point where it's easy for you to let go of all this emotional baggage?
Yeah, like take it out of my body and put it aside on the path.
Put it aside on the path. Yes. Now, let me ask you something else. When you do this, part of what happens is you lose a deep connection with the people that are involved.
Right.
Okay? Would that be okay with you?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. And you can always recreate a connection on a more healthy level, couldn't you?
Oh, I don't know how to do that, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. Well, just as a way of making it easier to let go of that old connection.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So could you just, rather than going through this bit by bit by bit, would it be okay with you if you just said, I'm going to let all this go, get a picture of it, whatever it looks like, and just set it down?
Set it down for now and like
For now.
high resentment. You've been around for a long time. I'm just gonna set you right here
Yes.
for at least a little while.
For at least a little while. Take a break from it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And could you put your attention in your heart right now?
Yes.
Yes. And your heart, which has been covered up by all this resentment and grief and pain, could you just say, hello, my heart?
Hello, heart.
Hello, heart. And could you allow yourself to give that heart some love and approval? Yes.
Yeah.
Your
Yes.
heart has stayed there faithful, even covered up with all this stuff. It's been your heart and your dear friend.
Yeah.
Is it okay with you if you move into an intimate relationship with your heart? And that when you start interacting with people, instead of referring to the baggage patterns of your past that you've now let go, you just refer to your heart and allow your heart to respond. Can you see the difference there?
Yeah. I just ditched a friend, which I'm
Yeah,
very sad about now because I did,
yeah,
got to do the discard.
yeah. So could you allow your heart to come forward, be filled with love for your friend?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you notice it's easier without all the baggage there, right?
Right. Right. like silly that I.
Yes. Yes. Well, and could you be easy on yourself? Because all of your relationships have been colored by your whole family history,
Right.
right? Yeah. And could you give your family could you just pull up a picture of them and just allow yourself to be with them? You don't have to love them right now.
Just to be with them.
Just be with them.
Just that we're all like energetic beings.
We're all like energetic beings.
Okay.
They
That
have yeah, they all have a very deep spiritual side, just like you do. And could you just appreciate that quality within them?
Yes, because I do think that's a fact. We're all energetic beings. I mean,
Yeah.
just a
So
fact.
just be with that at a very deep level. It doesn't excuse what happened. Okay, but for you, does it feel better to peacefully be with them at that level than to be holding this resentment and judgment?
Well, right now it's just scary. I don't have resentment and judgment. They're just
Okay,
like, it's a little scary to see everybody, to see
good,
all of us as energetic beings, but I do think it's a fact. And
good. So
yes, it's,
let's go to that scariness. Okay. Could you allow yourself to feel that scariness?
yeah, no problem.
No problem. And can you notice that scariness is coming up because of your old experiences?
Yep.
Yeah. Could you allow yourself to be safe? Ask your heart if it's okay to be safe.
Is it okay to be safe? Of course.
Of course. So that's an experience of seeing through the eyes of your heart.
Uh-huh.
Okay, as opposed to your mind.
Right.
Your mind will bring in all the old memories.
Right.
Okay, it's just what it's supposed to do. Could you give your mind some love and approval?
Yes. It's
Yes.
job. Yeah.
It's just doing its job. And the more love and approval you give it, the safer your mind will feel.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
Good. Can you feel it some more?
Yeah.
Can you give more love and approval to your mind?
Yeah. And I'm just going right to the amygdala. Hi, amygdala.
Yes.
Giving you love and approval. I know you're doing
Yes.
your job.
Yes. Perfect. Perfect. Could you love it some more?
Hmm?
Yes.
I'm just sitting with it. I'm just sitting inside my brain.
That's perfect. And could you allow your heart to say hello to the amygdala?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi. And how does your heart feel about the amygdala?
It feels perfectly fine.
Yes, it's a part. It's a part.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So could you pull up your family again
Hmm.
and look at them through the eyes of your heart?
Well, I'm choking up.
It's okay. Ask your heart how it feels about your family.
It says, hey, they all got hearts.
They all got hearts. Wow. Wow.
Theirs is all covered up, just like
Right. Their,
yours.
their hearts are covered up, but they have hearts. Could you look at them with compassion?
Yes, it's not easy, but yes.
Yeah, it's not easy, but that's your heart coming through. No, they are poor, tortured souls living this fraud on the surface of their lives, being pillars of the community, and instead having in the depths of their heart this terrible pain.
Yeah.
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 So could you see them again with the eyes of your heart?
Yes. And that
Yes.
they missed out having a relationship with a pretty good a daughter and a sister. They all missed out.
They missed out. They totally missed out. Yes, that's it exactly. And do you think they know that?
No.
They don't know that. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. At some point, my suspicion is that they will realize that. They could have had two precious jewels, and they don't have that. And they'll never have that. Right?
Yeah, see, I'm the baby, so everybody's old and dying.
Yeah. It's okay. So maybe, everybody has to deal with their stuff one way or another.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I think when they cross the veil, they'll go.
Right. Right. So would it be okay with you if you take another look at your being born, or you take a look at your being born into this family? Sometimes you hear people say we choose our parents.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Don't like that thought, do you?
No.
No. But may I suggest to you that you are one of the great heroes of this generation, stepping into finally in this pattern for all humanity of abusing children.
A solid maybe.
Solid maybe. Good. Well, I invite you to just play with that. You don't need to take it on right now. But I just tell you, as you keep going deeper and deeper and deeper into your heart, I think you're going to find a whole line of ancestors begging you for forgiveness and for you to help them. And that you, with your spiritual status that you're stepping into, are going to be uniquely capable of doing this. Maybe not right this day, maybe not today, but I think you're going to discover that working with this energy is going to be a huge step into waking up into your true spiritual nature.
Yes, that rings true.
Yeah. It's it's hard to say it now, but it's actually an amazing gift you've given yourself to have this to work with.
Yes. No, I can see myself stepping into more light and
Yes.
more ease, more allowing, more just more light. Yeah.
So get a picture of that, stepping into more ease and more light. Is it okay with you if you're fully embodied in that picture? That's not an escaping of this energy. It's moving into a place where you are so integrated and so connected that you have this spiritual wholeness regardless of what you experienced as a child.
Yeah, that feels possible.
That sounds possible. That's the picture I invite you to hold on to and check to see if there's any disbelief or wondering or trying to figure out how that picture could be true. Or is it just something you can just accept?
Well, I can't accept it. Not deserving keeps wanting in.
Good. That's perfect. That's one of the big blocks. Okay. So can you welcome up this feeling of not deserving?
Yes.
Yes.
Like a sister to me.
Right.
Sister I didn't have,
Yeah. So there you are, welcoming up this feeling of not deserving, of not being good enough. Okay. And can you just welcome that feeling up?
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it's just one more feeling?
Yeah.
It's not really gospel truth, is it?
No.
No. And who determines who is worthy and who is not?
Great question.
Yeah. It's some vague they do, right?
Yeah.
Right. Could you let them go?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. It's just, and that when it comes down to, oh, they, this or that, can you see that's really your mind judging?
Yes. Mhm.
Yes. So could you give your mind some more love and approval?
Yeah.
Yeah. And more love and approval.
Yes, because it's trying to do something. I don't know what it's trying to do, but it is right.
Yeah. Trying to do something that's totally out of its depth for,
Right.
it does not have any ability to judge. It just doesn't. I mean, it can do it, it does it, but it has no foundation for it, no spiritual foundation for it.
Oh, oh,
Okay?
oh.
So ask your heart if you are worthy.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, it thinks so. Yeah.
it thinks so. Wow.
And
Can
it
you?
is me. Then well, it. Why you call me it? It is you.
Yes.
Didn't like
So
me calling it.
could you allow this even more to recognize that your heart has put the stamp of worthiness on you?
Mhm.
You are worthy.
Yes, my heart is putting the stamp of worthiness on me. Yes.
Yes, you are worthy here. Completely worthy. And can you give yourself some love and approval as being completely worthy?
Yes.
Could you allow yourself to be good enough?
And somewhere in there is going like, yeah, about time. About time.
Yes, yes, thank you.
Like, hallelujah. Jeez.
Yes. So there you are, you're good enough, and you got the voice saying it's about time. Can you see that deep voice as being a deep part of yourself,
Yes.
wanting to come forward? Is it okay with you if you allow this very worthy self to come forward in your life?
Yes, it's about time.
It's about time. It's about time. So this is like, let's go exploring over there and you discover, oh, it's about time I get to see this view,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Could you allow this to be a living reality for yourself, this sense of worthiness?
Living reality. It's like being on a hiking path. It's real. It's one step in front of the other. Yes.
Yes. And could you allow this to be your natural state where you live in worthiness?
Yes, it's going to be new, but yes, why not? It's
Why
new.
not? You can just allow that, just an intention.
Mhm.
And is it okay if at times, the old baggage jumps up and you just go, oh, there you are again. I love you and I let you go.
I love you and I let you go. I'm
Yeah.
into a life of worthiness right now.
Yes. I love you and I allow myself to be worthy.
I allow myself to be worthy right now.
Yes.
You're here.
Yes. And without resisting it, you want to just love it. I
Mm-hmm.
love you and I allow myself to be pure. Could you allow yourself to be pure?
Yes, I allow myself to be pure. Yes.
Yes. Could you allow yourself even more purity?
Yes. And,
Yes.
the chunks are kind of coming off.
Nice. Could you allow those chunks to come out even more?
Mm-hmm.
And would it be okay with you if you take this day, this time, this session as being a pure step into worthiness?
Yes, I take this day and time and moment to step into pure worthiness.
Yeah, it's almost an initiation into worthiness, into purity.
I was thinking that. I was thinking it's like a wedding vow or
Yes, yes. Could you allow your mind to marry your heart?
yep.
Yes. And could you allow the purity of your heart to be your guiding light? Yes. Yes.
Yes.
And could you give yourself the ease and the freedom to recognize that you may need to claim this again and again for a while?
Yes. It's a practice.
It's a
Yeah.
practice,
Yes.
but you've taken this huge step here. You see it, you claim it, you own it, you know what it feels like. Would it be okay with you if you just sort of like anchor in how this feels, to feel pure, to feel holy?
Pure, holy, the connection between mind and heart, this vow.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
That's okay, isn't it?
Yes, it is okay.
And is it okay with you, no matter what comes up, that you pull back this memory, this which you've anchored here, and allow yourself to step into it whenever you choose?
Yes. I
Yeah.
choose to step into it whenever I choose.
Yes. And what we want is this to become an effortless process rather than a willpower process. Okay?
Yeah.
Because we don't, the willpower can get subverted and this and that.
Right.
It's just an allowing.
And allowing.
Could you allow yourself to be pure?
Yes.
Yeah.
Allow.
And now pull up a picture of your family and allow yourself to be pure while you're looking at your family. Is that okay with you?
It is. I kind of have them. Their energetic beings are kind of a little far away, but yeah,
That's okay.
we're all in light.
Good. Could you allow yourself to greet them with a pure heart?
Uh, yes, it's completely new, but I'm kind of doing it. Yeah. Yes.
Good. Could you do that again? Allow yourself to greet them with a pure heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that was easier, wasn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah. Could you allow that to be even easier still?
Right. When it's all about heart, yeah, it's all about heart and purity. Okay.
Yes. And
all the other stuff off the table, kind of.
yes. And it's just a practice to allow it to be easier and easier
Okay.
to live inside of your purity. And it's just an energetic practice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Energetic practice. Yeah.
Which you can do. And let's not minimize that this has been a deep traumatic experience in your life.
Right.
Right. So could you give yourself a lot of freedom on this path?
Yes.
You know, that if this, as this energy comes up, you go, oh yes, you're still here. It's okay. I love you.
I love you.
Yes. I love you. I love you. That's where you want to go. Are you okay using that word love?
With the feelings, yeah.
Yes. That's what you're doing then.
Okay.
That's what you're doing. Okay. So I think that's a pretty good place to let this rest.
Yes.
Is it okay with you, Grace?
Yes. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you. You have a number of fans in the audience, I can tell you that. For the bravery and the courage and willingness to take us there.
Yeah, I'm sure I am not alone. Yeah, thank
No,
you.
I know
appreciate
that.
it. And everybody's energy. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah. Whew. Well, that's called the open crown being receptive.
Oh,
Okay. But it all has to come through the heart. So congratulations.
oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So keep us posted, okay? I know we're just going on for 3 more days, but keep us posted.
I will. I will.
Now, if you get a chance to take any of the classes with Karima. You know, when you look in the studio, Karima actually has a practice as a therapist. Her whole family was abused and has great facility with this. So if you got a chance, you look at the studio and you see a class by her, I suggest you take it. Honestly, inside of this meditation studio, because it's really more dedicated to beginning practices, she may not go deeply within it, but just be nice for you to connect with her energy. And she's an extraordinary woman.
Thank you for the guidance. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
I even look forward to, greeting all this.
I look forward to it. Oh, I love to hear that. Yes. All right, you guys. God bless us all. See you tomorrow, huh? Okay. Thanks so much, everyone.